So I spent years looking for a perfect trading strategy. I tried indicators, price action, supply and demand, and a total of about 3 to 5 different approaches, which felt like the holy grail at that time. And every single time it would work for a few weeks, but once a losing streak hits, I think, okay, maybe this strategy is just waste of time. Let me find something better. If that sounds familiar, this video is for you because strategy hopping was one of the biggest reasons I stayed unprofitable for so long. And today I want to tell you exactly why it happens and how I finally stopped it. Now, it always starts the same way. You find a new strategy, you backtest it, it looks clean, and once you start trading it, it works. You feel confident like you finally found it, but then the losing streaks come. And let me tell you one thing, every strategy has a losing period. There is no strategy in the world with a 100% win rate. Losing periods are just a part of trading. But when you are in the middle of one, it does not feel like a normal phase. It feels like a proof that the strategy does not work. So you start looking again. You go back to watching videos and again search for something that looks cleaner, simpler, and more logical. And the cycle starts again. I did this for almost 2 years, from 2024 and all the way to mid 2025. Same pattern, different strategies, which never worked out. Now let's talk about the phase that made it worse. I want to share this because I think a lot of people go through this. I actually passed my very first funded account using supply and demand. It was simple setup. Wait for a break of structure, place the limit order on the zone, and target to the next high or low. And that's it. And a fun fact, it worked. I was this close to take my first ever payout, and then the account was breached. Not because of bad trading, but because I traded during a high impact news event. I was using an economic calendar which was different from the calendar the firm was using. And what happened after is that I lost confidence in my strategy and in myself. And that is when the real strategy hopping began. Because now I was not just looking for something better, I was trying to escape the feeling of that loss. I wanted a fresh start, a clean slate. But no strategy can fix broken psychology, which is something I had to learn the hard way. Now, here is what nobody tells you about jumping between strategies. Every time you switch, you reset your learning. I mean, think about it. To actually know if a strategy works, you need the screen time. You need hundreds of trades. You need to see it perform across different market conditions. And you need to understand its weaknesses and its strengths. But if you drop it after 3 weeks of losses, you never get there. You never build the data and the confidence. You just keep starting over. And there is another cost that nobody talks about. Every new strategy comes with new rules, new things to look for, new decisions to make, and the more complicated your system gets, the more room there is for mistakes. I made these mistakes too. After my funded account got breached, I started trying to refine my strategy, adding more rules, more confirmations, more filters. I thought more complexity meant more accuracy, but it did not. It just gave me more reasons to second guess every single trade. And more second guessing means more hesitation. I missed entries and it basically creates more confusion. So just remember that complexity is not same as edge. By mid 2025, I made a decision. I was going to pick one system and I was going to stick to it. Not forever, but long enough to actually know if it works or not. And the system I chose was simple. Simple rules, clean entries, easy to follow, and most importantly, it suited me. And that last part matters more than people realize. I tried scalping, but it triggered overtrading and revenge trading in me. So it was clearly not for me. Then I tried swing trading, in which I waited for days just to see it losing. And that waiting period was something I cannot handle. So clearly, I was not able to do swing trading as well. I'm someone who needs to know the results of a trade within the same day, win or lose. I need that closure because I cannot sleep with the running trade. And once I understood that about myself, everything got clearer. Now, I'm not saying that scalping or swing trading does not work. It absolutely works, just not for me. You need to understand that finding a strategy that works is only half the job, but finding a strategy that works for you is the main job. After mid 2025, I finally started seeing results. I passed my second challenge, which honestly feels like my first one because this time it came after a year and a half of actually figuring things out. But I blew that funded account too. Not from strategy hopping, but from a different problem. I tried to force trades in the funded stage because I was not ready for the psychological shift of trading the real money. I got down minus 9% with just 1% left before the account was gone. And in that moment, I did something I had never done before. I stopped, I cut my risks from 1% to half a percent, and I make my way back to break even. That was a real moment of growth for me. But eventually, the account still blew. And that pattern repeated more than once. I was funded on a $25,000 account and multiple $5,000 accounts. So a total of about $30 to $40,000 in capital on multiple accounts. But the total payouts I took was zero. Now, a quick important warning before I move on. Some of those accounts were lost not because of bad trading, but because of slippage. My stop loss was placed correctly. My risk was 1%, but price moved so fast that the order executed way below my stop level, which ate through my remaining daily loss limit, and I breached the account in one move. I did everything right, but the execution failed me. So before you buy any Profum challenge, please research their execution quality. Based on my personal experience, I would not recommend instant funding. And I want you to do your homework because it can save you a lot of money. Anyway, back to the main topic. So my every single account was just gone. I'm telling you this because I want you to understand that what strategy hopping and poor discipline can actually cost. It is not just money. It is confidence, it is energy and months of your life. Now, I hope you know that backtesting is important. It gives you confidence that your system works. But something is far more important than that, which is forward testing. This is what actually fixes your psychology. You have to go through the losses in real time, feel them, manage them, and have patience with them because there is no shortcut for that. So on the 22nd of Feb, I took my first ever trading payout from a $10,000 account. It took me over 2 years to get there. Multiple blown account, zero payouts before that day, more losing periods than I can count. And the thing that finally changed was not finding a new strategy. It was stopping the search, committing to one system and giving it the time it needed. So if you are currently jumping between strategies, I want you to hear this. The strategy is probably not the problem. The problem is that you are not giving it enough time. You are not building enough screen time, enough data, and enough trust in your system. Pick one approach, give it a real chance, not 2 weeks but months. Study it, journal every trade, understand why it wins and why it loses. And ask yourself honestly, does this style actually suits me? Does it match how I think, how I handle pressure, and how long I can wait? Because the best strategy in the world means nothing if you cannot stick to it. The holy grail is not a strategy. The holy grail is finding what works for you and having the discipline to trust it. I do not want you to make the same mistakes I did. And if you learned something from this video, that is honestly enough for me. And yeah, that is it for today. I will see you in the next one.